Good morning, anointed ones. Today we're going to be talking about stars, star magic, celestial magic, and zodiacal magic. So, it all started a long time ago in Sumer. See, this is where it all started. That is the Valley of Allah. That is where the Sumerian religion started, and the Semitic tradition meets its beginning. That yellow star up in Turkey, that's theoretically where Noah landed on Mount Arafat, and just a little bit north of that is the Caucasus Mountains, where blue eyes come from. And so we're in the Persian Empire for a long time, because outside of that area is non-recorded wilderness, according to the mainstream. We have indigenous sources that, have kept record and weren't destroyed by the French, the British, the Vatican, the Persian Empire of the Hittites, and just a whole bunch of things. But in general, there is one lineage of Semitic tradition that starts from the Valley of Allah. And so in that Semitic tradition, they came up with the cherubim. Now, what's a cherubim? This is traditionally what a cherubim looks like. It is a four-headed angel, singular angel. It's not a bunch of things. It's singular, which is kind of weird, but it's come together to be this in our modern times. See, back in ancient Persia, they were looking up to the sky and they were seeing 4 fixed stars. Those fixed stars were part of the zodiac. There was Taurus, there was Leo, there was Scorpio, and there was Aquarius. And these 4 fixed stars are like Sirius, Regulus, and Cordia. No, that's not it. The brightest fixed stars in each of these zodiacs would just sort of stay fixed in the sky. And so they sort of took all of these fixed stars as one thing, one cherubim. So why am I talking about ancient Persia and ancient Babylonian and ancient Turkey and Iraq and the general area? Because we have a weird mystery on our hands. It is said that the gate of Eden is guarded by cherubim with a flaming sword. So either that's a riddle or a blight in the wizard society, or that's an invitation for you to think about this. What is the flaming sword? Well, it can either be literal, which, it doesn't happen you don't light steel on fire and fight with it. It's not, it was cool in Game of Thrones. I'm not saying it isn't cool, but it's not literal usually. It's more of a figurative interpretation. So, wizards of the Kabbalah know the tree of life. There's the Garden of Eden with the tree of knowledge and the tree of life, and maybe, but we came up with this diagram of the tree of life in 1600. So maybe it's not Eden tree of life, but it could be. If you look at a tree of life and you go down the angels in, I want to say it's Archimedes order, but I'm not 100%. If you go down in the flaming sword path, which is starting at Kether, and then going down to Chokmah, and then across to Binah, and then to Chesed, and then Geberah. I'm reading this backwards in my phone. Then through Tippereth, down to Venus, across to Mercury, down to the moon, and down to Earth. This path is called the flaming sword, the lightning flash, or the serpent path. Usually if you're climbing it, it's the serpent path. This path has been illustrated like this so that it's just easy to go up and down. But you can see there's this black band, and that's usually the abyss. And then there's all of these other things around, which are zodiacal angels. And the ones in the outermost are the shem-ha mephorage angels. Let's get back to cherubim, flaming swords, and guarding the gates of Eden. So, the fixed royal stars were usually depicted in singular form in cathedrals, and every Masonic building will have the four fixed zodiacs. They'll have the Aquarius, the Leo, the Taurus, the Scorpio up here. But, it's sometimes depicted as a single cherubim guarding Eden with the flaming sword. So, that tells us that there is a heaven, a Eden, a place you can go to mentally, being guarded by zodiacal angels with the flaming sword of the tree of life. And if you go through and do the lesser banishing ritual and then the hexagram ritual all the way up to Binah, or you just do the lightning flash all the way up to Binah, you then get into celestial magic and the shem-ha mephorage. So, what is the shem-ha mephorage? The shem-ha mephorage is the 72-letter name of God. It is Exodus, verse. Give me a second on this one. Exodus 14. And the angel of God, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them. And a pillar of cloud went from before their faces and stood behind them. And that goes all the way through verse 21. And if you write that verse out in Hebrew, it is 72 letters. And if you split those 72 letters up into 3-letter increments, you get angels of the shem-ha mephorage. And those are linked to zodiacal stars. And if you pray psalms with the sounding of these ancient Hebrew letters, and the understanding of what they're there for, because like, if you get the name of gravity in ancient Hebrew and you summon gravity, you're trying to get dense, bring things in. That's the nature of gravity. But like, that's different than the nature of growth or love or excitement. So there are various stars and various angels of the shem-ha mephorage, which allow you to get 72 shem-ha mephorage angels, 36 deacons of the zodiac, and 12 zodiacal angels in this whole sphere of angelic presence. And usually that's summed up with raziel. This whole thing is not Banah, it's raziel, which is chokmah. So you go up through Banah and over to chokmah, and then you do 12 zodiacs, which are actually really powerful, and you don't need all 12 all at the same time. You just need one or two. Now, note on that. If you do specific zodiacal magic and you need something from one of these zodiacal angels, so let's find Leo. I'm a Leo. Aquarius, Libra, where is Leo? Okay. He u haya raziel, the benediction of God. This office delivers mortals from tribulations. There we go. And this is his seal. So this is raziel, and this is his office, and he's governing the zodiac of Leo. So if you want to deliver somebody from their tribulations, and or you're in some trouble yourself, and you're summoning this zodiac as hard as you can to get a full manifestation of this angel so that it'll do the thing you want. This manifestation will usually show up as a human who's under this zodiac, who is just trying to help you for their own feng shui sensibilities of things, usually. Sometimes that means that you'll need to exchange tokens for their effort, or sometimes it means that, oh, you just got to be nice to me on Thursday. It's the thing I want you to be, that sort of. But sometimes it's just like, oh yeah, no, you're just better off this way. See you later. And there's no equivalent exchange of commerce. That's jam-packed. You can also summon shem-ha mephorage angels, and they'll do things for you. And I really like some of the shem-ha mephorage angel. Oh, let's do this one. This one really helps me. Yeah. All right. MLI. Okay. Elimaya is a zodiacal, or a shem-ha mephorage angel, and they guard against mental troubles and helps identify traitors. Astrology, this spirit signifies divine power. So you're supposed to look up this angel, look up their sigil, say their name, vibrate. Like, it really helps if you feel it up in your crown chakra, vibrating this name. And then I know that they're here because I'll get a flash of inspiration, we'll call it, or, I see what they see for a moment. And they're seeing a divine idea. And so you can, where did I put it? You can, lesser banishing ritual, instead of doing a middle pillar ritual, you'll climb the tree and then get, I did that backwards. And then you'll get to Chokma, and you'll do the 12, the 10 deacons of the zodiac, which I actually never used, or the 36 deacons of the zodiac. They're the angels that govern the day and the night, and the energy of the day. I don't usually change the energy of the day. I change the energy of myself, and I do not keep track of astrology. I probably should. It would help me out and figure out, the energy of the day. And then the 72 angels of the shem-ha mephorage. You can just get Raziel and be like, hey, Raziel, I'm going to go up to Kether. Thanks for high-fiving me on the way up. And you don't have to get all of them. You can just go up to Kether. And then once you're there, you tend to just bring it back down. Going back through Banah, and then Tippereth, and then Yesod. And then do the reverse of the invoking pentagrams around you, and then clap at the end of it to sort of seal in the energy, or stamp it out with your foot to try and lightning flash it to the ground. These zodiacal angels will show you things. And so if you haven't done any of the Enochian magic where you're not expecting a vision, you're sort of just expecting a general feeling, these things will give you visions. And sometimes they hurt. Because you've been flexing your brain one way for a long time, and now you've got to flex it the other way. Thanks for listening to me rant for 20 minutes. It's been a privilege. Ate, Melkuth, Vage, Bara, Vage, Dula, Leolam, Amen. Eat something delicious. Love yourself for who you are. Bye-bye.